Welcome to Sabado Session Podcast, guys. This is our second Sheffield Series episode. Today we have the King of Kings, Gustav. How you doing, sir?
Hello, I am fine, thank you.
Fantastic, fantastic. I'm gonna go straight into it, and because Indy, you can jump in if you have any question. I mean, I'm just going to talk about this moment, right? There is one moment that every time when I watch your video and every time even when I go to your page that I can't get rid of my mind. On that last deadlift at Sheffield,
Yeah.
I want you to just tell me what was going on in your mind after they went down and you unbuckle your belt. What was going on there? Because you did something that Gustav never do.
Yeah, I was quite amazed on how easy it was.
So that was literally just about because of how easy the deadlift was.
Yeah.
I
And
mean, because
I was like, I can do so much more than this. It's just like the beginning. I was like,
yeah,
man, I was very happy. It was felt like a long time coming of my hard work coming together.
that's incredible. Because to me, the reason I went straight to that question, Gustav, is because I've watched you lifting since you was a junior. You won your first junior championship in 2018 in Calgary, right?
17.
2017, sorry. And in Calgary, that's when I watched you live, right? Gustav's lifting live. And even though you didn't recognize that I was there, but I was there in the audience watching.
I do remember that Luke, what was his name?
Richardson.
Yeah, he was there.
Yeah, he was there. So he was our poster boy then.
He's so big, you saw him like.
So, I mean, because the reason I asked that, Gustav, because we've never seen Gustav showing emotion when he's lifting. But at Sheffield, is the first time ever after that last deadlift that we all saw a little bit of emotion from Gustav. So I was just gonna follow up with a question: how does that mean that win meant to you? How much did it mean to you, that win at Sheffield this year?
Well, it meant everything. It was like true emotion. I don't show emotion and stuff just to fake it. I'm not a fake person. I do stuff for real, and I feel stuff for real. It's not like I make up. Oh, I want to make a story. Unless something good, there. If you if a bit like this, if you don't have anything to say, don't say anything. It's like,
Fact.
yeah. So I had a lot to say that day, basically. So
I mean, you said it on that platform. We all saw it.
yeah,
I'm sure me and Indy, when we were, I mean, Indy was watching from far because she wasn't there, by the way, Snake. He wasn't there, but I was there. That's what it's the emotion. Again, like, since we are around that Sheffield before, of course, we talk about world and we talk about the news that's going on around of the 93s and, of course, the next Sheffield. I'm just going to touch down a bit on that Sheffield.
yeah.
Leading to that Sheffield, you and Ericsson, by the way, which is to all the listeners are listening, Ericsson, sorry, Eric, it's not. What's his full name?
Alexander Eriksson.
I always call him Sonny Ericsson.
But Sony, honestly,
It's easier with just the oil power.
No, I always call him Sonny. Even in Lithuania, I said to him, "Hi, Sonny, how you doing?" He was like, "Huh?" I was like, "Oh, sorry." Oh, forgive me, Alexander. Alexander Eriksson is Gustav's coach. This again, that's what came as a massive bomb to everybody. When you said Alexander is your coach, everyone was like, "What? Are you kidding?" Do you know what I mean? Because we know you as a lifter, you were always on that top three podium in the world, one of the best in the world. And there's a few people been asked, where is this guy? Who coaches this guy? You know, we didn't even know. You know what I mean? And when you mentioned that Alexander coaches you, even myself, I was so shocked. I was like, damn, is he that good? So, in terms of that Sheffield, Gustav, did you guys plan that win, or it was more about I'm gonna go there and then just do my best, wherever I fall, I fall?
Well, my intentions were to go there and do my best. But we also, of course, Alex is very good with numbers. He's a business engineer and stuff, and he cranked the numbers, and he was like, statistically, you should win. He was like, you have the best chance of winning. When you get your day together, he was like, your chances are best of winning.
That's incredible, because again, we know leading to the Sheffield, Indy, of course you can chime in, but leading to a Sheffield, we knew everybody are going to Sheffield, at least they have a world record in a single lift, right? They have that advantage. People have got a squat, people have got a bench press, people have got a deadlift. But then again, when you look at Gustav, it's so hard for people to pinpoint Gustav winning Sheffield. People sometimes don't look at a total specialist and give you the flowers or give you the feedback or whatever you deserve. They look at someone with a single lift, they put that person ahead of everybody because he has got a single lift. Again, I'm talking about, of course, you got your Kaiko, you got your, in your weight class, you got your Krastaff and the rest. Because these guys have got single lift, and Gavin and Carlos, but you don't. So how does that prep you mentally when you're going up against people that have got these world record in the single lift?
Well, I don't really. Well, it is what it is. It's like I'm quite confident in what I can do. So it's not like I'm deterred or anything by that. Of course, it's good that they added the 5,000 pound bonus for the world total record.
Yeah.
Because I believe they didn't have that in the first Sheffield.
No.
Exactly. So that was good for me. So then the records are equally worth, because the total record is what I want, and they want a special record. But I can take it. They can have the special record. I can have it.
100%. I mean, let me get a total record, £5,000. That means it's a winner, and my winning, and that's 30 grand. I mean, I know.
It's the same for you.
Say it again.
It's the same for you.
Amen. I receive that.
You're a total specialist too, I would say.
Oh yeah, I don't have no lift. I don't have the knees for a squat. I don't have the chest for a bench, and I don't have a back for the deadlift to get a world record. So I'm good. So the good thing about people like me and you is we're not like Indy, part of this conversation. The good thing about us is, if you get our knees, our back, and our chest, is more than enough. That's what we need. We don't just rely on our backs like some people do. I mean, moving on from that, Gustav, again, because Sheffield happened, you've been on that platform at Sheffield, you did what you had to do. And this was your first Sheffield, you come in and win, right? How was the expectation in terms of like the competition and the event itself leading to that?
Do you mean at the competition? Or
I mean, just the whole process of you getting your invite, turning up to Sheffield for the first time, because you've watched the first Sheffield. So the second Sheffield, how was you feeling, and how was the expectation in terms of yourself turning up?
I had a really good prep before Sheffield. It was really nice to have, like, from the summer all the way to the 10th of February to prep. Really nice. Had a really, even if the prep don't go super as planned, when you have a long prep, you can adjust, I think, and correct stuff. So I felt really strong and really good, even though my chest kind of injury appeared like 4 weeks before Sheffield again.
Wow.
So I had a little bit of a tough time there. I was a bit nervous. But it kind of healed okay at Sheffield. And just to top on that, it's because of the old benches that are hard, I only get to one side of the bench. But now when I have the soft bench at my new gym, it's I don't feel it anything.
Oh, nice. I mean, people like you that can bench can only see those differences. Me and Indy can't see those differences. The same shit.
So, and the rest of the prep went really good, and I kind of stayed calm. I kept strong, and I really dialed into nutrition with Kedrick. Really good. I ate. That was my first prep with him. So I ate like at least 4,000 calories during the whole peak. And
That's crazy.
And I was really strong. So
I mean, that's the benefit of a nutritionist as well, isn't it? Especially like yourself, as you said, eating 4,000 calories during your peak. Anyone else, they might get it wrong and just put on unnecessary weight and struggle to cut weight. And I'm sure, again, the conversation I had with yourself and Kedrick, you didn't even struggle cutting weight to 93s.
No. And then I still ate a lot before and had a really good going into it. So that went really, really good.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I know I've had you here before in the past. You said to me in terms of like you will probably remain as a 93 for the next few years, especially when you start joining Kedrick. That's still the plan, or you're willing to annihilate our firefighter and go to 105?
I don't. For now, it's so easy to come into weight. I don't really see the reason anytime close. But of course, when the day comes, then I will think about 105s.
So basically, that's when you're gonna be thinking about a meal to retire. Sad.
Yeah.
That is sad. So yeah, of course, Sheffield happened the way it happened, and then the question I always ask anyone that has done Sheffield or been at Sheffield, I mean, Indy, this will go to you as well. You can answer this one. If there is anything, as an Indy, as someone that's watched it, and Gustav as someone that's done it, if there's anything you could change in terms of the entire event, think about the schedule, think about what you went through and everything else, what would that be, Gustav?
More rice at the buffet.
Okay.
That's a very specific. Yeah.
I would just like a rice cooker down there, so you can just
take your own. That's what I do. My rice cooker goes everywhere.
Yeah,
so more.
It's like I don't want to carry it around. I want it over there because like a buffet downstairs, and they had the food and really good food, but they should have like always a staple of rice.
So more carbs. No, particular carbs or just rice?
Rice. More easy carbs. Of course, other stuff, but I think that good white rice is nice.
See,
okay,
I'm with that. That's most of my carb.
So it's quite rice. Small thing. It's like a non-extension. So question, or do you say? So,
I mean, is anything else apart from the rice?
No.
Because I'm gonna send the feedback to Ben.
Sure, do that. It's an easy fix, I think.
That's easy. Okay, more rice. Indy, what about yourself as someone that watched it for the first one? If there's anything you think, I mean, you watched the first one, you were there in person, and the second probably you watch it online. If anything that you think they could change, what would it be?
They fixed it. So the issue on the first one, I was told, was the live stream and the sound, but that wasn't an issue on the second one. Like I had no problem watching the whole thing. Everything was coming through. So in terms of the actual structure, I think it's fantastic. Like 12 people is plenty of time for you to get your rest. You're able to push maximal weights without the whole fucking absolute crap 8-man flight shit. And it leads people, I think, to breaking records and pushing their best because they have the maximum amount of time for them to rest. Do you know what I mean? And it's at the right time. It's not 8 p.m., 9 fucking p.m.
Yeah.
It's at a good time with the right amount of rest in a good location with a lot of support. Like for me, it leads to people breaking records and smashing their PBs as long as they stick to their game plan.
Yeah, you're right. Good. But in terms of like, this is again, Gustav. This is for you that's done it. People talking about the way the whole event is structured, because we're looking at here, every world record has been stretched, right? And to win is not gonna be just anyone that'll come and do what Agatha did last year. That 5 or 6 or 7% is practically impossible to get that again. In terms of that structure of winning on the percent of the world record, what's your view on that since you've done it? Because before you did it, it was a different story, and now you've won it. So what do you think about that structure now?
Well, of course, when it's like when the odds are against you, then you will of course think it's bad. But I think it's quite a good way of keeping it adjust somehow, because the way, if you have like dots or some points, then it's always quite arguable. Sometimes it's very arguable, and then you could have a special case where, like when we have the Wilks, only small guys won or the big guys. You could not win like in an 83 or 93 kilo class in Wilks.
No.
And but of course the points have gotten better, but I still think that this percentage it's kind of fun actually. I think it's a good entertaining way of winning, I think.
Do you think it's going to get to a point where it just stagnates? You know what I mean? Do you think it'll get to a point where it will just become 0.05% difference between all of them?
Perhaps it can become, and then I guess then if it comes to that, I think that they should maybe change it. But as I see it right now, I don't really see the big like how it could become boring in a way.
I think, again, of course, you did Sheffield. You had an amazing experience of winning Sheffield again. Before I move on from Sheffield, I'm going to ask this. £30,000, if you put in euros, is over 30,000 euros. What have you done with the money?
Tell him to fuck off. It's none of his business.
just invest and stuff. I don't spend so much money.
I mean, you only eat steak and rice, so do you know what I mean? And
well, of course, it's that expensive. Well, I have a good job as well, so
he bought 2 cats with the money.
True. I literally
they're expensive actually. Those cats. So
yeah, I think so. Look
the vets, isn't it? So you might just win another Sheffield because those cats are expensive. The thing is, like, by the way, before again, next question, like our context here, the gym you just joined. Can you tell me a little bit more about that gym? That place looks like heaven.
It does look like heaven.
It is, and I'll tell the owner. And I guess if you ever visit Stockholm, you guys are definitely welcome to train there.
100%. Because I was looking in your stories, I was like, Jesus, if my missus kicking me out of the house, give me a pillow and a cover, I would leave there forever.
Yeah, he will be happy to hear that. And if you would come here, I will shoot him a message and we get you sorted.
100%. You definitely get that from us. That place is amazing. It's amazing.
It's a gym chain called Nordic Performance Center, NPC, and they have 8 facilities in Sweden. They began in the north of Sweden and have worked their way down basically. And this in Stockholm, as this is the capital city, this is like their flagship gym. They're like
no.
Yeah, so it's 2,500 or 2,600 square meters.
Just big.
So it's very
big.
How much do you pay to train there per month?
The monthly cost is like £55 or something.
Right, that's how much Jurins pays for his pure gym membership in London.
That is crazy. Oh God.
I guess it's somewhere like £55 or something like that.
Oh mate, that place is heaven. I thought you were literally gonna tell me like it's like £150, £200 or something.
I thought it'd be up there.
It's like, and depending on the currency, it's like £55 a month.
Jesus, that place is amazing.
Then you get a super good facility and the guys who own it, it's 2 brothers. They're really, he's a bench presser, but one of them. They are really like, they care about powerlifting and stuff. They care about the sport. They care about the facility being good. So it's a real blessing when he called me like before the opening and stuff. So I am a member,
VIP.
Yeah, kind of VIP member because he invited me to the gym and stuff.
Man, you're a superstar, so it's fine. You could say it. You know what I mean? You're an influencer. You're a celebrity. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, own it.
So I have a really good. I have extra access to the facility and stuff.
Damn.
Nice.
So Indy, when we go to Stockholm, we're not gonna go to the gym before Gustav. We're tagging along.
Yeah,
Definitely tagging along.
But I can definitely recommend it, and it's if you need a place to train in Stockholm, it's really good.
Amazing.
Every-
Amazing. I mean, yeah. Again, shout out to the owner of that facilities because literally the work he's done and the way it looks like just mate, it looks amazing, And for you to be training there, leading to Sheffield, mate. If you fuck up at Sheffield, you should get shot. You know what I mean?
I don't have any excuse.
Exactly, because that place is amazing. So yeah, of course you did. Going back to you did Sheffield last year, and then leading to World. Again, all these noise was coming across Gustav in terms of like some of the 93s are coming in. Of course, there's Petrie. I think it was a podcast I did with KOTL or whatever, and people were putting Petrie as a favorite to win World. At one point, I got a little bit frustrated and I got pissed off. Right. And I was like, I don't know if you did listen to it. I was like, I don't get it. Why would people put Petrie, the favorite to win World, when Gustav just won Sheffield?
Hmm.
Well,
Do you know what I mean?
They maybe didn't watch Sheffield.
I mean, come on, this is on KOTL. Do you know what I mean? I was just like, are you guys insane? He's a champion of champions. You know?
The odds for me statistically must have been better. But I think maybe in America they make more noise. They make more like, oh, I'm here and stuff. So they're good at it. I want to become more good at making noise and stuff. But they sell in their stuff, obviously.
Yeah, really well. They know how to sell their people really well. So, you know.
But you know that percentage thing, right?
It's misleading sometimes.
Yeah, it's weird because what was your percent, Jurins?
9.
There you go.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's neither here or there.
From the Sheffield site vote something.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, because before Worlds, now at Worlds, my vote was highest. I think I had 60% or 65, 70. But at Sheffield, I had like 3% or what was 4%.
That is insane. You know what? That's good. Let some people like us always get those percentages, like 1 or 2 or 3, and then we'll do better.
I think it's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
Because I think it alleviates some of that pressure off you, and you can just do what you want.
Yeah. The funny thing is, like me, even that Sheffield voting leading to World, I didn't see it until after one when people start reposting it. People start saying, "Oh, they gave him only 9%. They gave him only." I was like, "Oh, fuck."
Not me. I had the meme ready before you listened.
I was literally thinking, like, "Wow, that's how weak people think I am."
Disrespected you before you even got there.
Yeah. It can get, of course, looking at that kind of stuff can be frustrating sometimes.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I remember like the day before Worlds now in Lithuania, there was like some Spanish guy or something, and he posted like a thing before Worlds where he posted like this person this person will be first, second, and third, and he posted me as like second or something. And he was like, Emil is gonna come first, and he's gonna come second. And the day after, I wrote him, I was like, "Who won, dude? Who won?"
I love that. I love Gustav because he's gonna look you straight in the face and say, like, "Who won, mate?"
Yeah, who won? I was like, yeah.
Oh, anyway.
Sorry, going back to the lifting stuff. Did you change your approach going into Worlds after Sheffield? Or was it a case of this worked really well, let's run it again?
It was almost the same, but the big but was I did my nationals a month after Sheffield, or like 3 weeks, something like that. And as usual at a competition, you get sick and stuff. So I lost like a bunch of time from that. I didn't really peak. I did not peak before my nationals, but I should have rested more now when I think about it, because I went like 2 days after Sheffield, I was squatting again or something. So I went on a bit hard after Sheffield. not hard, but I went and like trained and stuff, and it was, I think, more mentally that I should have rested a bit more.
Was it because you didn't have time though? Because after you did Sheffield, you had less time for World. It's
Yeah,
almost like you had to go in straight.
and Worlds was like, that was February, and Worlds was, it's in June. And that's a bit of a shorter time as well. And then I had nationals, and I got sick at nationals, and I got like a week late, maybe it's a little bit later, I got my tongue stills super
Oh,
swollen.
Tom, oh God.
I almost couldn't. I could when I eat, it was like super painful, and I could not, and I was really infected, or what it was. So I had a bit of unluck there, and then Worlds came, so I was not as fresh as I wanted to be at Worlds.
Okay, okay. I think again, right? People like a total specialist like you, if you just hit those lifts, you're making sure you hit 3 squat, 3 bench, 3 deadlift. I mean, even if you're not 100%, it's hard to be beat because you're a total specialist. You know, you're not relying on one lift that you know, oh my God, if my deadlift doesn't turn up today, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean?
So I still made it, but I was like, I felt way more fatigued than at last, because after Sheffield, it's a bit like the air, like
Yeah.
it was like, because I had been training for powerlifting like 12 years.
Yeah.
Hard, and I don't have any breaks. I've trained hard, and then at Sheffield, it felt like I came up on Mount Everest, and I was like, what do I do now? Now I've won everything I can win now. All the competitions as junior and open, I've won now. Of course, except Worlds then, but it was a bit like, as Sheffield is bigger than Worlds, it felt somehow like I've already won it.
Yeah, I mean, talking about it, that's a very good segue there. In terms of what you said, you won pretty much everything that you could have won as a junior, and then you won Sheffield. Look how funny this is. You and Agatha won Sheffield before you even won a senior world title.
Yeah.
That's madness.
Yeah, it's
You know what I mean?
I don't think it happened again so often.
I mean, it never. I mean, I don't think it will ever even happen. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because some people don't realize the history you guys made. When we're talking about history books, these guys won Sheffield before winning a world title.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So in terms of like the whole process, you winning Sheffield before winning the world titles and leading to world, how was your confidence level in terms of competing against those big names that people were throwing across?
I was quite confident, but of course I felt a bit worried that I was a bit fatigued, and I had to do like the hard Sheffield prep, and then the nationals, being sick and all that stuff, and I didn't really have time to recover. So that was it. I was a bit worried. I was like, I knew I'm not gonna be in that really fresh state that I was at Sheffield. But I was very confident that even if I'm not 100%, I think I can win, because I am like, and I wouldn't say I am it's not like I'm a technically perfect lifter. I rely more on brute strength, basically.
Yeah.
And brute strength, I would say, rarely lets you down in that way.
Yeah. I think. I mean, most of us are on that bracket.
Yeah.
In terms of like, you look at the way I bench. Someone will ask me, "How the hell are you even benching 185?"
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's just, you don't have no arch, nothing.
Yeah.
Your bench is like someone's benching some bags of cement. That's it. You know what I mean? And even the way I squat, the way I deadlift, it's just like, yeah.
Do you
So of
do
course,
you like to know? Sorry, do you like to know what's going on when you're lifting? So, like at Worlds, did you want the coaches to tell you you're placed here? This is the totals. This is what you need to pull. You need to do this.
No, not really. I tried not to look at too many screens and stuff. I focus on the lifting stuff. I do.
I agree.
So I don't really look at as much as I don't. I focus on my lifting, but of course I'm with them making the attempt changes and stuff.
Okay. So you knew what you needed to hit, basically.
Yeah.
Which for you was more stressful?
That I got my third bench overturned. That was most stressful.
Was that the most stressful point for you in the whole competition?
Yeah. When I only got to 12.5 instead of 217, and I felt I had the strength to do 220, so that was stressful because that's a precious like 7.5 to 10 kilos that I lost.
What do you do as a lifter to overcome? Because obviously we got a load of young lifters, and they don't know how to deal with that sort of stress. What do you do? What goes through your head?
Of course, it's like stress, but I was like I really emphasize on like now I need to calm down, because I get angry, of course, in the beginning, like what the fuck, man. And but then I'm quite quick actually to calm myself down and think like logically, okay, I didn't get that, but the battle is still not lost, and I have to see this through and like warm up for deadlift, and then it's instead of standing and thinking about it, I started, of course, changing my thoughts and warming up for deadlifts, and try thinking positive, like okay, then I need to pull more, and then I will have to just. At that moment, I knew that I had to like follow the back, almost like follow what Emil did. I would put the same, so for the body weight, as I lost so many kilos and stuff.
I mean, just following to that, what just Indy said, like when you miss that, of course, as you said, to the young guys that will be listening to us or so whatever, to the novice, to just focus on the game plan and just move on from it. I mean, when you missed it to 17.5, again, you lost 5 kilo days, as you said, it could have been 7.5 because you felt like you had won 220.
Yeah.
So because you were such in a tight battle, did it give you any thought of looking around you or asking where the rest were, or it was just like I missed, I'm just gonna go on the deadlift?
Yeah. That was, of course, in the beginning I was like, what the fuck, and I got really mad, like because I have had ever since like 2000 and like in South Africa, I have had pain in my chest, my fucking chest, and then. And then I knew like I need a new gym with the new bench.
Oh, that's why you got a new place now.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? So no excuse in Sheffield.
I cursed a bit about that, and then I warmed up for deadlift, and they stuck to the game plan.
I mean, talking about deadlift, right? Because I don't know, Indy, if you watched Gustav, because I did. I'm sure, like, you probably watched him in the hotel because you had to go and rest. Your
No,
opener,
I was there for the 93s.
your opener deadlift, right? All the way to your last attempt, they move exactly the same with that vein that you had on your neck. They're all the same. That vein size is the same size from your opener to your third.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
I was, as I said, I was not as fresh as I wanted to be that competition. So I was like a tractor. I was slow. I was like strong but slow. And
that's what, it was literally. Don't get me wrong. You're open. The way you move the 327.5. If someone come to me straight said to me, "Oh, Gustav's gonna pull 355," I said, "Fuck off."
Yeah.
Are you dreaming? That 325 move like a second.
Yeah, because, but sometimes I think if I'm not like fresh, then I move like tractor weights, basically, more or less. It was like a low gear, but I would think it's about that.
But again, like you spoke about not being fresh, leading to the world championship, going up against some of the best 93 that have ever lived. Right, which is a massive battle. Again, you spoke about mental side of it. Were you looking the other people's training leading to world?
Yeah, of course, a bit. a bit of it. Petrie didn't post anything, I think.
No, he doesn't post much heavy lift. The only thing we know why he tweeted the 895. That's it.
Yeah, and then he post picture with when he had like a ring.
Yeah. Angel ring. Yeah, the angel ring. Yeah.
But Emil Krasner, he was in really good shape. He was like on fire going into the Sheffield prep.
Yeah, so that leads me to ask this: when I said Krastev was the strongest lifter on that platform, was I wrong?
Yeah, I say of course that depends on how you view it, I think.
Yeah, because you were not in shape.
If I would have not done nationals, not being sick, and if I would have had a new bench earlier, then I think it would have been a totally different story.
100%. I mean, you won not being 100%.
Exactly. But still like this, I still would not have, if we would have weighed in the same, I would still have done 895 again. It would not change my total still, even if I was super fresh, even if I could have done the 930 that day, I would not do it. Of course.
I mean, Sheffield is coming here. Why would you do it?
Exactly. I because some guy told me, he was like, but couldn't you have done like a bit more? And I was like, why would I? I don't get paid for that here. I get paid for that at Sheffield. So
it's true. I think even like when you think about it, that last pull that you took is just because you had to. Yeah. Because Krastev could have get the 905 if he pulled his. So you had to get that pull. If Krastev didn't have the deadlift that we thought he had, you probably would have just passed that last pull.
Yeah, then I would have done what I needed to win. Yeah. Of course, I would have to put maybe something higher for Petrie, but if he would have been a ways away, then it wouldn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, talking about it as well, right, again, because the reason I'm going to ask the next question is because we have got people, of course, the 93. It's probably one of the hardest weight class we have in IPF. Because there's yourself, there's Krastev, there's Petrie, there's Carlos, Gavin, and Kaiko. Of course, Kaiko. And in Britain, we have got Christian and Maxwell emerging along the way. So it's a tough weight class. It's very, very tough weight class to go and win. I will ask this. Because you've never won a senior world championship, this is your first. Does this world championship mean more than anything else? Probably you could have done 3-4 world championship in the past.
Yeah.
Right? Does this one mean more than those other 3 you could have won?
Yeah, this one means more, definitely.
Is it because of the competition you had? And of course, this year, I mean,
it's only higher. So, and by no means, it's like even if I would have been fresh, it's even if I do my best total and like being totally fresh and stuff, it's not like I would be far ahead of everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
People still do like 900, of course.
Mm-hmm.
So even if I'm at my top range, people would still be like only 5 kilos behind, 2.5 maybe. People are still close. It's not like anybody's running away, I would say.
It's a tough weight class. It's a tough weight class to be. It's a very tough weight class to be.
Really good guys.
Yeah. My next question is, of course, you probably saw what Gavin did at NAPF 901, the first 900 total in IPF in history, hold a world record. So leading to that, of course, Gavin was talking about 923, as a total. If
923.
Yes.
Big difference from 901, was it?
Yeah. So he was talking about 923 potentially. I think 990 kilos or 923 if he weighed over 90 kilo. If I'm not mistaken. How was your perception watching his performance at NAPF?
Well, I was a bit confused about it being like an open world record. I was a bit confused about that. Did they have like international judges at that place?
Yeah, it's a regional. Basically, it's like we have the Europeans. They
Yeah.
have got that one as well. They have got the North America. So it's pretty much like it's the same standard. The Europeans, North America.
Oh yeah,
No,
yeah. Sorry,
what I
I
mean
thought you meant
same
judging
standard.
standards.
No, I'm not talking about judging standard. I'm talking about the way that competition is evolving. Like we have the Europeans, they have got the NAPF, and of course there's the Commonwealth. These are the places you can break world record or the Asians Championship.
Yeah, but I was a bit like, because I usually that you have different judges from different nationalities, or very high level judges and stuff like that. So
I assume they do. You know, my assumption is they do.
I think so. They should have, because otherwise it's quite biased if like they have only their own judges, basically.
Yeah. I assume they do. They do have got some of the South Americans. I think cut one, and then some Canadian cut one. I assume they do have a high level. But in terms of like him hitting the 901 and you going to Sheffield, knowing it's not your world record, it's his world record, and potentially it won't be around to defend his world record. How does that make you feel?
Well, of course, I felt it was a bit unnecessary to increase it before Sheffield. It was like, did you have to do it? But of course, he did a good competition. But I am. It's like, it's not like I feel, oh, it's a problem for me to go over 900. So it's not like I'm worried or anything like that. I just felt it's like an increase with 6 kilos, and that could have happened in January instead of now.
True.
Do you think he thought he's not going to be there, so fuck it?
Perhaps, yes. Maybe, or he wanted to do that to get the wild card invite, I think.
I think,
regardless, I will do what I need to do at Sheffield.
I mean, talking about you needing to do what you need to do at Sheffield. I mean, these 93s, you see Gavin hitting 901. You see Kaiko is training again. He looks disgustingly strong. And of course, there's always Krastev that you can't count out in terms of this one. And so far at Sheffield, you are the only 93 at Sheffield so far. In the past, we've had a few 93. In the first one, we had like 3 93s, isn't it? Or 4? 4 93 in the first one.
Yeah.
And the second one, of course, we had 3 93. And this time, you are alone. How does that make you feel? And in terms of like going to that, being yourself?
Doesn't matter. I still got, even if you just put the roster that won Worlds, including yourself, it's competition enough. And like Austin Perkins, Bob, and Ashton, it's like it's super, super strong guys. And Jesus, it's like the competition is already there. So regardless of who comes as wild cards, it's like it's going to be a super good competition. But of course, it's a bit weird to be alone, of course, in the 93. Definitely. But we will see when the wild card gets released.
Yeah. To me, maybe is this the Bushman mentality mindset I have. In terms of like, when I look at Sheffield, I know there's me and Russ going in, people saying the rematch, this and that. I'm not even interested in that rematch at all. The reason I'm saying that is because we can have this amazing rematch. What about if we both end up 11 and 12?
Yeah.
What's the point of that rematch?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
For some people, of course, it's big, but in the grand scheme and for us as lifters, I think that it's only for the fans then, basically.
That rematch, it doesn't matter to me. Do you know what I mean? Yes, the strongest man will win on that day in terms of the strongest 83 will total big. Yeah. But in terms of me focusing my Sheffield on Russ, that's just stupid if I do that. Do you know what I mean? Because as you said, there's you, there's Ash, there's Bob, there's Perkins, Do you know what I mean? These are the people, there's a Jesus, these are the people that we have to look at thinking, okay, if these guys are going to come with these total, where is my total can fare against them? Because that's what Sheffield is all about. Do you know what I mean?
And
But
I think it's gonna be very big, very big.
I mean, it's in my home. So when I'm on the platform, it is going to be big. So you guys you got the privilege to share the platform with me. So you guys will be lucky.
And I think it's quite good because this year, Ash and Bob and those guys will definitely pull after me. So this year, that means that I will have to put up the biggest total I can get before them.
Yeah.
And that's going to be quite fun, actually.
Yeah, I know, very, very fun. And then it looks like you probably will be pulling before me as well. So yeah, good luck.
Don't let him give you shit here. You know what I mean? He's a challenger here.
I wait until the day and then I come after. And we talk.
I know. I can't wait. I mean, I need to stop this because I did this world. Sonita went in and put 1 kilo on a world record just to show me off.
So it will be really good.
It will be an exciting one. Again, like, of course, I'm going to bring you back to, of course, you're prepping for Sheffield. As you said, you got a new home now. The focus is different. But in terms of, like, of course, you can tell me or you can't tell us. You can keep that to yourself. In terms of the numbers, what are we thinking here or what are we talking here?
Well, I would definitely think that it's my squat around... 332.5, somewhere around there. 332.5, and bench probably 225, somewhere around there. And deadlift 360, 365. I think I can put up.
Indy, have you done the numbers for me?
What? Go on, give me.
So we're talking about 922.5.
Okay.
Gustav?
Yeah, somewhere around there. I would definitely say that's a very plausible outcome for me. Around there.
And the funny thing is, right, as much as the total sounds so big compared to your current total, but if you think about the kilos you've spoken that you add on your other lift, it's not impossible. 332 and a half squat, that's only 7.5 kilos?
5 kilo jump.
5 kilos, sorry. 5 kilo jump.
And it was 327.5 on a bad day. It was quite easy.
Yeah, so and then that's 5 kilos.
Yeah, and I think that's and I usually, when I put my numbers, I usually put the mid scenario.
Yeah.
And I think definitely it can go up. But usually competition, you stick to the mid, I would say.
Yeah.
Especially we in the Swedish coach team, we don't really put that Gavin high end.
You don't do what the French and the Americans do.
And French, because that's dangerous. And I think statistically that's probably a bit why I won Sheffield as well, because I didn't put that high end number on my lifts.
Yeah, and they moved. Again, as I said, on the squat is only 5 kilo. On the bench press, we said you had a strength for 220. So we're talking about 5 kilo on the bench press as well. And on the deadlift, you put 355. You're talking about 360, 365. So again, it's a 10 kilos.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So these are realistic numbers that someone like me, an old crook like me, can sit here and think Gustav can hit that. But when you listen to other people's numbers, you're just thinking mate, you need to add 15, 20 kilo on your squat. About 15, 20 on your bench, about 30 kilo on your deadlift. How the fuck are you going to find these numbers?
Some people, they're dreaming, but and I guess when you've been in the game as long as I have, you kind of know. And of course, if you're a dishonest person and lie to yourself, of course, but in powerlifting, I think that you don't get so far by trying to tell yourself, oh guy, you can do this much, and then you go to competition and fail. Those people quit, I find it. Those who can't really be honest and they never hit squat depth.
I mean, 100%. I mean, again, I was talking to my coach about this a couple of days ago in terms of these numbers throwing across. I said, look, Me, I'm more than happy if I add 2.55 kilo on the lift that I have now going
Yeah.
to Sheffield. Do you know what I mean? I'm not gonna be mad about it. You know.
And
But anyway,
still world record.
exactly. So we're talking about, because we hold a world record. Every 2.5 kilo you add, that's 2.5 kilo extra on that world record.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That push you just a little bit ahead, always. You know. Again, as I said, like we're not gonna take too much of your time here, Gustav. So there is the noise of course, Gavin hitting that 901,
Yeah.
and of course, as I said, Kaiko coming back to training again, firing up to all cylinders. And then, of course, there's always going to be Petrie. And there's this gentleman from the United States of America called, what's his name again? Joanne. Well, did like, I think was it 9:15 or something like that this year on a comp that his mate organized for him. So I think he did that. So leading to next year, knowing these battles are going to be even worse than they were this year, how is Gustav preparing himself mentally? Or is it just Gustav taking one step at a time, Sheffield first, and then World?
Yeah, definitely one step at a time. And I can only say this: I know the story. I've been in this story for so long that I like. I can. It's like, welcome over. I will greet you, and I won't, and I won't make it easy for you. But they in America they usually forget that. It's like, I think Petrie and Kaiko, I remember when they came into the IPF, like for their first competitions, both those guys were more like, Gustav, you've been around a long time. They were more like respectful in some way. They were more they were more what do you say,
Down to earth.
Down to earth, and they were more like, they looked and saw like, oh shit, these guys are strong. But it feels like some of the other Americans, they're more like, oh, in Europe they're weak, I'm gonna go there and win. Oh, and then they come here and sometimes fail, sometimes they win. But I know the story, so
Yeah.
I will be probably more prepared than they will.
I think a few of American, they think some of us just, we eat beans and toast every single day and we drink Guinness. We don't train, and then you guys are just Vikings. You don't do nothing. Do you know what I mean?
But then they come over here and then they see you and then like, shit, oh, what the fuck? And then then you see it like,
Yeah, but again, right? I mean, this is not bashing Americans, but at the same time, when they lose, oh yeah, but we had to travel, you know. Do you know what I mean? We have to travel. You know, you guys travel 2 hours, 3 hours, and I have to travel 8, 9, 10 hours. Do you know what I mean? So we can't win.
I understand when Carlos had to travel 13 hours or what it was this day before. I understand him in that manner. And I told him at the competition, I was like, if I were you, I would have told my federation, like, fuck you, find another guy. I wouldn't have gone.
That's crazy. 20 hours flight, go in 2-3 hours before weigh in, and I had to go to the sauna.
Yeah.
You know, and then he finished that. He got on the platform and squatted the world record.
Yeah. It was a bit like, what the fuck just happened?
You know, and then, you know, people like that, to me, even when I was talking to me after the comp, I said, look, I love Gustav. He's a great guy. Winning is perfect. But if you've won this championship, I don't think Gustav would have sit there thinking, oh shit, I got beaten. No, Gustav would have look at you and shake your hand and say, do you know what? What you did, May, that's fucking incredible.
Yeah. And that
You know what I mean?
that was what I did.
You know, it was just incredible what he did. So, you know what I mean? See him at Sheffield, it's going to be fun. So hopefully we'll see him again at Sheffield, get a salute again. In terms of like this is the last few questions, Gustav, I have for you. I mean, what message do you have to the rest of us going to Sheffield?
I am looking forward to it very much. It was such a good experience at Sheffield last year. Such a good time, like having all the best lifters like so close. You walk around there, you talk to everyone. It was so fun. It was, I had such a good time, and I really enjoyed that moment. And I think it will be the same again, with you included this time. So it will be fun, really fun.
Yeah. I think, I mean, I'm
Regardless
gonna
of how the competition goes, it was such a good time around when and we warmed up and stuff. And Kalle was super nervous. Carl, he was super nervous, and we had Kyoto on the same platform as well. And he almost failed his like warm up squat
Oh wow.
and stuff. And he was like, he had 200 on, and he was like wobbling around.
That's the nervosity right there.
Yeah. But I think he had the bar so low as well.
Oh yeah, the way he squats is really scary.
And,
You know what I
and
mean?
Kedrick couldn't communicate to him, put the bar up.
Because he speaks Japanese.
Yeah, and I was just sitting on my chair, and I was like laughing. It was
That's what Google translates for, right?
The bar, when he had 200 on, the bar was like wobbling, and I was like, how is he gonna squat 240? I don't know. But he went out and he did it. It was
I mean that's what Sheffield is all about, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, you do things like, again, like I'm gonna have to bash you up here, Gustav. What you said last year was fantastic. It ran around some of the best lifters in the world,
Yeah.
and you was not a world champion.
Yeah.
But this year you are a world champion.
Yeah.
Going into that. So the feeling will be almost different. You know, you'll be bumping into me, you'll be like, yeah, I'm a world champion too. But you're still a step ahead of all of us, because only you and Jesus can say you are the best of the best.
Yeah, Sheffield.
Yeah, it's mad though, isn't it? Because you're gonna go from being the underdog to being the champion, right?
The
on
champion.
your return thing.
In some ways, because when I went to Sheffield, I knew that I had the capability to do plus 900 kilos. I knew that. I would, if I could have bet my money on something, I would have bet my money on that I could do more than my other rivals then. So for me, it was because people were like, "Oh, how are you feeling? How are you like? Are not stressed?" And I was like, "No, not stressed. I know what I can do. It's like it's not going to be a problem. It's if I execute good, I will do really good. I will do 900 if I need to." And I didn't need to do 900, but and the truth to be told, if I would have maxed out on squat, my chest would have been healed at Sheffield, and my in as easy as my last deadlift were. That's like 910.
Oh yeah, I mean, your lifts at Sheffield, all of them look flawless. They look like you had numbers on all those lifts.
So,
they look, as you said, they look better than Award, because Award, as you said, you were not
so
beat. So do you know what I mean? So this year is going to be interesting. Again, as you said, that 922.5 kilo at Sheffield. It's a huge number, but it's not a number that you can't hit. Do you know what I mean? And the exact same thing I said to Gavin. I said, I'll congratulate him for the BF. But I said, but when you think about the 923 he was talking about, if you break it down the way he broke it down, you almost think like, yeah, it's attainable. It's not something that Gavin can't hit, because like if he couldn't get a 345 or squat, you know, maybe a 2.5 on the deadlift, on the bench press, you know, if his deadlift turned up with another 7.5, we would be sitting here thinking, fucking hell, this has actually happened. Do you know what I mean? So these are the things that can happen. And Gustav, again, fantastic to always chat to you always when you come in on these podcasts. I appreciate you, my friend, and I wish you luck with your prep, because this time I'm coming to Sheffield and you definitely need that luck.
Yes.
You know, I mean, people have been talking about who's gonna win Sheffield, who's gonna do what. I'm just looking at everybody. I was like, people, you guys are living in a sphere that is in a different world. Do you know what I mean? You can't get past Gustav. He won it. You can't get past Jesus. He won it. Yes, Perk is coming in as the lighter man, one of the strongest guy we've ever seen.
Yeah, it's
But
like
it doesn't mean these
super
other
strong
guys can't
guys.
do it. Do you know
Super
what I mean?
strong guys.
You know what I mean? So I think Sheffield is champions of champions event.
Yeah.
I believe anything is possible there because everyone is coming there. There's no a weak lifter.
No,
Everyone is strong as fuck.
definitely.
You know? So yeah, hopefully we can give guys the fan what they deserve, and then of course this time you're not watching from home, you're watching in the arena.
I'll be
I want
there.
to
I'll be there.
be able to see you when I pull after Gustav.
I'll probably
So
be the easiest person to spot in the fucking stand.
Everybody remember, like, oh, Indy. So.
yeah. Oh, it is right there. Gustav,
that's
thank you very much again for coming to talking to us. To all the listeners, guys, are listening to us. Please, if you have a comment, you have got your Sheffield prediction and what you think about Gustav potential 922.5 kilo. Remember, Gustav can't make it 923 like Gavin because Gustav does not have single lift world record. But he's coming because I can feel that squat is coming. He's not going to get to 341 this year, but he will get there. We still got the World Games. All right.
Never,
Good luck, my friend.
Never, right?
Super. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.